Hello YouTube, welcome to yet another beer review, again with me, Peter, and the Master of Puppets. Today's beer is going to be my first review of an American style pale ale, but it's brewed in Denmark. It is from the brewery, Beer Here. It is the Lupulus. It was brewed first time last year, I think, in 2009, and it's, as I said, an American IPA, or not American, an American pale ale. Okay, a pale ale, or an American pale ale, I mean, is like its a British cousin. Original pale ales are from Britain. It's an easy drinkable beer, but the reason why I call it American, of course, it's because you use American hops. And American IPA, pale ales tends to be a whole lot more hoppy, but still not as hoppy as an IPA, of course, and more easygoing alcohol-wise, like 4 or 5, 6% alcohol, quite easy and drinkable, and really a thirst quencher, and extremely good with very spicy food. But this one should be a pretty good example of an American pale ale, or APA, some call it, even though it's only 4.7% alcohol by volume. And even though it's not, American, it's Danish. But the Beer Here Brewery has been around not for too long. I think it was back in 2008 it started, or 2007, I'm not sure. I think it's 2008. It must have been, 2008, I think. And the guy behind it is Christian Skovdal Andersen, and he started the brewery Beer Here after he left the microbrewery called Ølfabrikken, where he brewed beer. I don't know if he was behind the brewery. I think he was, but he then chose to go his own ways and create Beer Here, which is great because Beer Here makes great beer like Mark at the Hoppery. He's reviewed the dark hops, which I will do soon as well, which is a fantastic beer, which is a cross between a stout and an IPA. But he chose to an Ølfabrikken. I don't know. It's called the Beer Factory, translated Ølfabrikken, and they made a really. They still make beer, of course, but not with Christian Skovdal Andersen. But they make some pretty good beers. I think lately they've started brewing more mediocre beers, but the beers they still have from when he brewed there, like the porter and the pale ale, is really good. The porter is one of the best porters. It actually won the award of best porter in Denmark in 2007, and I think it's the 57th best brewery in the world, actually. Beer Here. According to Rate Beer, it is okay. But Lupulus. It says here, adventurous, well-hopped pale ale. And then it's a picture of Little Red Riding Hood and the wolf. Why? Lupulus means wolf in Latin. And he's like holding a pale ale and, get some of this, or something like that, before he eats her and grandma. Instead of picking flowers, then pick hops. No, I don't know. But should be pretty good. They usually only make good beer, but it's brewed at, actually, he brews some beer himself, but then, like McKellar does, brews at different breweries, and this one is brewed at a brewery called Søgaard Bryghus, which resides in my city in Denmark called Aalborg, and they usually only brew mediocre beers. They have a few really, really good ones, and this one is, of course, not brewed by them, but brewed by Christian Skovdal Andersen, and he just borrowed their equipment, but it should be pretty good. I got some info here from the back of the beer. Hops, the plant that gives this beer much of its character. In Latin, hops are called Humulus lupulus. Lupulus means wolf, and the name comes from the possessive brush hops grows in. No, and the name comes from the possessive brush it grows in, like a wolf can be possessive of its prey, meaning like the area of the forest where hops grow, like takes over everything else, or stalks everything else, you might say. But with an enchanting fresh hop aroma and dry finish, this beer is by no means possessive, but rather a wolf in sheep's clothing. So let's just crack it up. Usually this one should be quite more hoppy, since it's not a pale ale, an English pale ale. They are way more malty. I saw some smoke come out there. It smells pretty hoppy. Oh, wow. Now that's pretty nice. I'm going to use my new pint glass. My Hobgoblin pint glass for this beer. English pint glass. I usually use English pint glass for pale ales. And yeah, you can use shakers as well. But pale ales I've always used pint glasses, English pint glasses. But let's pour it. Fairly light in color. Hence the name pale ale, right? Wow, that looks quite nice. Quite refreshing. This is one of the most refreshing beers in the world, in my opinion. Okay, I didn't pour everything because it didn't really fit. Like a very bright amber color, maybe yellow. Very fizzy head, but pale ales usually don't have anything else but a fizzy head. I'm just gonna see if I can pour the rest. But beer here usually makes some very good beer. And this should be one of them. But looks quite nice. Definitely does. Let's just dig in. I love pale ales. I prefer IPAs though, but these are very much more easygoing and great as session beers if you don't want to drink lagers. But let's check out the aroma. Okay, I can't really get there for the head, so I'm just gonna take a sip of that. That was quite bitter. Okay, let's check out the aroma. Very fresh. Very, very fresh, like hoppy, citrusy. Very citrusy in the aroma. I love that citrusy note here. This is probably going to be a lot like grapefruit then. Usually when pale ales or IPAs are citrusy in the nose, it's or maybe lemons or usually grapefruit. Yeah, maybe grapefruit, yeah. Citrusy, grapefruity hop aroma. Yeah. It smells overall quite nice. It should be, so let's dig in and check out the taste. Wow, that was refreshing. Now again, this is pretty good. Where to start? Very easygoing, quite low, medium bodied, very drinkable, very drinkable. Really a summer beer this is. Grapefruity hop flavor. Grapefruit. A bit malty as well. Not too malty though. This is really a beer you can take big, swallow big mouthfuls of. Very easy going on this. I would 10 times rather drink this on a hot summer's day to quench my thirst than a lager. This is so refreshing. It's very nice. But definitely grapefruit hop. Got a bit of a bite to it actually. It's actually quite good for an American, for a Danish take on an American pale ale. I think it's pretty good. It's very light and very fresh, very refreshing. It's definitely a summer's beer. This is not for this type of weather, but today I just needed a beer, like really a thirst quencher here tonight, instead of an old black oily Imperial Stout. Since I had that not too long ago, I thought I wanted really a thirst quencher, and this is definitely a thirst quencher. Food-wise, food pairings, excuse me, quite well carbonated. This would be great with spicy food. It is so fresh and quenching, hoppy. It would be quite nice. This is a very good, solid American Pale Ale. Definitely. Rating wise, probably gonna give this an 86. 86, yeah. Not the best American Pale Ale I've had, but it's still a very good American Pale Ale. Good take, and beer here makes very good beer. I'm looking forward to the review of the Dark Hops, but Lupulus, definitely a beer you should check out if you can get it. It's very refreshing. Crisp as well, actually. Yeah, a bit crisp. But this is the beer here, Lupulus. Love that label. But check it out if you can find it. It's pretty good, pretty solid. American Pale Ale. Very good. Check it out if you can find it. And cheers, you guys. Check out my other reviews if you have the time. I know they're coming on online quite fast, but I really love doing them. And subscribe if you like my videos. And I'm gonna say cheers, and I'll see you guys next time.